Now, what I'm going to do with these pieces here, everything to be about the same thickness, same ounce weight, into something else. I went to the scrap pile, but they're all about the same thickness. Piece of the belly leather right here, and there's their backs and shoulders. Let's get into this, shall we? Good afternoon. Let's try that again. Good evening, Team Beast. For those of you joining us for the very first time, thank you for joining us here on Beast Capacity Outdoors. I'm your leader, Team Beast, Daddy Beast. And this is, of course, the video number 2. Or second video, second run, second course, second, whatever it is. Of doing the Plague Doctor mask. Quilted style. Out of nothing but scrap. So let's get into it. I already said that. So, like I said, I have, comes here, but you get the drift. Keep your sizes, thicknesses, the weights right here, this right here, ounce-wise is about a 5. These are just over 5s. So, kind of keeping them together. I know I keep saying that, because it's important. That's getting edited out. Okay, so now I've got thinner leather, thicker leather, all separated out, pattern pieces laid out, separated out. So, on the pattern pieces, be sure, you mark them. And how I'm going to do these, I'm going to take the leather, and here's the chrome side, or the side that you tool with and all that kind of stuff, and here's the rough side. I'm going to take the rough side, and I'm going to cut my pieces, trace them out, and cut them that way. And once I marked it, I'll put that over there. On the back side, let's see. Yeah, that one will work. I'm going to mark 14R. There's a little mark right down here at the bottom. I'm going to mark it. And I'm going to turn the piece, because that's how the piece is on here. I'm going to mark it 13R in the same direction it is in the piece. Once again, it helps. And there will be some confusion once they're all cut out, because it'll be a puzzle to put it back together. Because but I'm going to keep it rough side up. I'm going to mark the leather. As it sits on the template. Okay, Team Beast. So, I'm back. And as you can see, I've got all the pieces traced out. I've already started cutting a few. I got the top beaks, I got the bottom beak, and got them all traced out, getting ready to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut them all out like this. Okay, and then I'll be back again. But what you want to do too is, if you're going to start, if you're kind of new to leather working on it, but you want to really do this, and I don't blame you. You got to start somewhere, right? So, what you want to do, it's very important when you start cutting this stuff. This stuff's a little thicker than this, but not by much. But what you want to do, even with these razor blades, okay? these, you know, you buy these for like $7 at Home Depot and stuff like that. They're the double-sided razors. Now, these last me almost a month before I have to change them out. I mean, but when I do turn them around and I put the new one in, if you feel a new blade, it is still kind of rough. So what you want to do is you get yourself and you make yourself a strop. It's just a piece of leather. I made one out of a thicker piece here. This one's kind of old. And you go and get yourself some white jeweler's rouge or green. It don't matter. Either one works. You can get them at Tandy. But what you do is you just get a thick piece of leather. Nice solid on the back like this one is. This is 10 ounce. I put a hole in it so I can put a strap to it and hang it up. I rubbed the jeweler's rouge all over this on the rough side. And what I'm going to do is I'm taking it to the edge of my workbench. And I'm just going to take it and keep it kind of flat and pull it back a few times. Then I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to pull it back the other way a few times. I'm going to keep doing that for a little bit. And as you'll notice, you'll start seeing, especially on a new strop, you'll start seeing some silver black stuff coming off. And that's oxidation. You're basically polishing off, because what you're doing with the jeweler's rouge and the strop is you're not really sharpening it, you're just polishing the blade, and that helps it glide through the leather. You're not dulling the blade any, because you don't want to, you know, drag it across. You don't want to drag it across like this. You're dragging it across flat. You know, you're just dragging it across flat like this with just a little bit of pressure. And what that's doing is just taking the burr off the edge and polishing up the sides. And then I also do it with brand new X-Acto blades too. This one's polished out and ready to go. There we go. Okay, so you can see your finger on top to help you guide. Fingers underneath, out of the way of the blades. A little bit of pressure. And it cuts right through. That's a fresh blade. Sometimes you won't have a fresh blade. Now don't worry too much about being close to the line. All what makes your mask unique. But you want to go through it once, right back to the line, second time. That's on a more dull blade. But as it starts getting slow and rough to cut, go right back to the strop it back up. You know, safety first. You know, watch your fingers. Keep a Cody kit on hand. You know, because, you know, look how nice and clean that is. You know, that one's a little bit tougher. It's a different type of leather, so you're going to have to cut a little more. And if you feel it slowing down, take it to the strop a couple times. You know. Boom. Like butter. But that's okay. Oop. Failed to mark something. When you're marking these patterns, it's got pattern ticks on it that lets you know where each of these pieces line up, you know, to another pattern piece. So, see, you'll see it's got little ticks down here at the bottom. That just helps you line up, you know, directions and stuff like that. So, yeah, this one's just a little bit thick, but it's nice and stiff. So, older piece of leather. I'll probably use this on a nice sheath or harness at one point. A professional artist marker with a fine point. I got several of them. I got several different sizes, but these are graphic Pigma pens from Pigma, and like this one is a size 1, and that's kind of a fat tip. And this one's a 0.8, which is a smaller one. I got a 0.2 and a 0.4 over somewhere, but I use them all the time for this kind of stuff. maybe I'll just finish cutting this up and then we'll say goodbye. Just so you can have something. I don't need to put on music. Oh, the music's probably nice. And see, this is just another project did, but I was teaching an apprentice. I've had a couple, and I was teaching him a little shortcut that I'd made, or that we'd made, and it's really stiff. And this was softer leather, but it's now stiffer, and it's veggie tan, but they got the nozzle a little too close to the other side of this project when they were drying it out, and actually baked it. And when you bake it, you can end up cracking when you open it because it gets really brittle. And that's what happened to the one side of it. So we just kind of had to cut it up and trash most of it, and I was able to save a couple pieces. But and for this is okay to use, so I'm using it. But accidents happen, especially when you're learning. I mean, I've done a few accidents in my day with leather. Yeah, I love how clean these things cut when you strop them. So, keep your blades clean. Keep them polished. Keep them cutting sweet and nice. They'll last you a lot longer. You won't have to stone them. You know, you won't have to sharpen them by stone. And they'll last you a long time. Don't be afraid to polish your blade. Okay, so I've gotten to a point where there's a tool for everything in leather. There's a tool for everything in leather. Just like there's a tool for everything in a mechanic's shop. There's always a tool for every little thing in leatherwork. Trust me, they're all out there. Do I have them all? No. Do I have some of the essentials? Yes. Essentials. X-Acto blades, razor, or box cutter. And then I don't have them yet. They're on order. I'll eventually get them. Due to COVID, is an actual hook knife. It just, yeah, like I said, tool for everything. Now, for this project, I've gotten to a point where I now have curves. As you saw, I was cutting out the patterns with the X-Acto blade because there's a little bit more control. I use it on paper. But when it comes to cutting leather, another reason why I strop these, just as well as this, is the curves. A little bit more control on the curves. Anyhow, like I was saying, the other knife is just straight. There's a straight blade knife, and then there's a blade that hooks it. Look them up on Tandy, you'll see them under cutting blades and stuff like that. But anyhow, to go ahead and use this tool, this cutting tool, for this stuff. I've gotten everything cut out, as you can see here. And you can see here, I got everything pretty much cut out. Almost ready to go for the next step, next video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, which now, these are part of the top beat. Wow, okay, for whatever reason, my batteries are dying fast. I guess these are old, the ones I'm working on now are old batteries. So, we'll get this quickly ended. I gotta, oh, holy Moses. 3 bad batteries. I just charged them. So yeah, who knows? Dying batteries. Wow. I'm getting about 4 minutes of power out of my batteries. And the aftermarket ones are running just fine. They're running me an hour. And these ones are just dying in 4 minutes. Don't know. So far, this one's staying with me. So maybe we can get to the end of this. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here till I can figure out what's going on with the battery. So, remember, sharp knife's a good knife, polished knife's a great knife. Keep it polished, clean, and sharp. He'll take care of you. You know, you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Leather. When you're doing projects like this, keeping them about the same size. Keep sections about the same size so it doesn't get off too far. Anyhow, we'll see you next video. This is it for this one because, well, batteries are telling me it is. And as always, be good, be kind. Team Beast, all the way.